From the WFBI team now, that school administrator in Zachary turned herself in this morning on a felony charge of child cruelty. She's the one who's accused of forcing a 6-year-old to clean up after a potty accident. Tonight, that administrator's lawyer says the allegations have been grossly misrepresented. Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, spoke with him today. Hey, Chris.
Hey, good evening, Greg. Christy Gilpin has been an educator for years and has a ton of support in the community. Tonight, her lawyer is trying to set the record straight about her arrest. Christy Gilpin is facing a felony charge tonight of cruelty to a juvenile, charged for an incident that allegedly happened at school in January, involving the very children she spent a career working for.
It's devastated her. I mean, she is just a rock star teacher. She's one of the best. My phone has been ringing off the hook with support. I understand 300 people showed up in support of her last night, so she's devastated. She's very upset about this.
Attorney John McClendon is representing Gilpin. Gilpin is facing a child cruelty charge after Jamisha Augustine says her daughter was forced to clean up her feces after having an accident at school. Augustine says her daughter has a dairy allergy and drank milk at school, causing her to defecate on herself. McClendon paints a different picture and says the child had no dairy that day.
This is not a child that was sick. This is a child that was engaging in bad behavior. She was brought in as a disciplinary procedure and told her, you need to clean up. It wasn't a lot to clean up. She was given the proper wipes to do it, and she cleaned it up. And that was the end of it.
Zachary police told the WAFBI team Monday they took statements and used surveillance video from the day of the incident at Rollins Place Elementary as part of their investigation.
She went to the bathroom, and maybe it had an accident in her pants, but she went to the bathroom, was escorted there by someone else, and while she was in there, you know, she did what she did by smearing it on the walls and on the floor.
McClendon added the stories out in the public have been grossly misrepresented. Augustine's lawyer, Ron Haley, fired back against those allegations.
What I can say to those who think this is fabricated, do you think the Zachary Police Department, after doing an extensive investigation, is going to go as far as to get a felony warrant for someone's arrest if this arrest is made off of gross misrepresentations? I could tell you that it's not. I could tell you this is done based on interviews. I could tell you this is done based on surveillance footage. So this is not just taking a mother's word or a child's word for this and running amok. That is not what happened here.
McClendon told the I-Team today Gilpin is still working for the school system, despite the criminal investigation and her arrest.
She is still employed there, just in a different capacity and a different location.
And so she's currently being paid and she's still reporting to work?
Yes.
If this was an adult working at a nursing home and was arrested for cruelty to the infirm, do you think the best job for her or that person would be to go just to another nursing home? Absolutely not. If this was a person working at a bank accused of bank fraud or felony theft by writing worthless checks, do you think it's appropriate for that person to be removed from one particular branch and then taken to another different branch? This is absolutely ridiculous.
Eugene Collins, the former Baton Rouge NAACP president, has been active with this case after the mother, Augustine, began getting pushback in the community. He says the child went through a forensic interview, which was also used to arrive at the decision for criminal charges.
This was wrong to do to a child, and now we're looking at charges, a felony warrant filed, right? This teacher turned herself in, as well as this department investigated and arrested a high-level administrator at a school system in the Deep South. If that's not enough for you, then you just don't want to see the right side of this.
McClendon says he believes his client will be exonerated.
It's going to be a blemish on her record until we can get this cleared up. You know, somebody with a spotless record now being accused of this, wrongfully accused of this. And so we're going to go through the proper channels and we're going to get this all cleaned up.
The Zachary school system has not answered questions about where Gilpin is or what her current employment status is. Gilpin's bond has been set at $25,000 and she was released from jail just before noon today. For the WAFBI team, I'm Chris Nakamoto. Greg.
All right, Chris, thank you. Let's get you